OK，来我们 continue 啊，刚刚断了一下，因为还有 time limit。So every 40 minutes I will create a new meeting. OK. OK, so let's continue. 刚刚我讲到你的 flaming left hand 还有你的 flaming right hand. Flaming left hand 哦是用 for 有电的 ，OK. So 这里是 you got current, right? You got current flowing in the conductor. So we are going to use flaming left hand. What we want to find here is we want to find the force. Thumb is the force. This one, the index finger, is always the magnetic field. And we always point north to south. This one is the current direction. OK， 每次你做你的 flaming left hand 的时候 ，make sure 你的手三个都是 open wide， 不要这样子 ，like this。OK， so like this is going to be OK, it's OK. OK, like this, and then now first we always align the magnetic field. OK, always align the magnetic field. Now 这一个 diagram 哦 ，3D diagram 对吗？如果我从前面看的话 ，let's say 我从 the front view 啊 ，I can draw like this. N S 这一个你看到的这一个面呢，这一面呢是这一面 ，OK， this face is this face, so you're looking from the front. Magnetic field like this. Then how does your wire look like? One line like this. Current is going up, I. This is the front view, okay? Again, this face is this face. Now, I can also see from the top by changing my perspective. The top view would be, I draw the top view, NS. This face, I'm seeing the top face here. Okay, here. So the magnetic field would be going to the right. And then since I'm looking from the top, the wire will look like one dot. The wire will look like one dot. Is it a dot or is it an X? Here, if you see from the top, then to your face, right? So it's a dot. Okay. When you get this diagram, then only you do the left hand. If you can use your imagination straight away, do this, yes, of course, better. Okay, that means that you are okay with the left hand rule already. But if you cannot see this, then you change to this one. Okay, you change to this one. So you are looking from only the top. Okay, so only the top, then I can do my left hand rule. Now, align my magnetic field first, left to right. So 我的 index finger left to right. 我的 current 呢 ？current 是那个 conductor 里面啊，你看到它是 dot 对吗 ？dot 就是说 out of the page 啊。This is the plane 啊 ，it's going out. So 我的中指指去你自己的脸 ，out of the page. Okay, like this. Now, 当你 align 你的这个 index finger 的时候是 OK。然后当你 align 第二个的时候，你要注意你的第一个不要弄走 ，OK？ 你要 make sure 它是 stay there, right? So I just twist my feet, my wrist like this. Then I can see the thumb is going up, right? It's going up. So here the force will be going upward. Force is upward. So here this is the top view, right? 这个是从上面看下来吗？如果它是去这个 direction。像这个 diagram 它是去哪里？这个 direction 吗？对不对？然后这边我可以放一个90度。This is the force. This one and here. OK， 记得 force 的 direction 呢 ，force producer 是永远 perpendicular to the magnetic field. It's perpendicular to the magnetic field. Okay, unless you're talking about the wire is like sloping like this. Okay, but here it is perpendicular to the magnetic field. 这个 magnetic field 跟那个 current 哦，它们两个是在同一个 plane 的。 OK， 知道我的意思吗 ？Let's say this is the plane. OK, this is the plane. Current 那个 magnetic field 啊 ，OK，let's say the whiteboard is the plane 啊，这个 whiteboard 是那个 plane 啊，所以你的 magnetic field 从左去右对吗？它就很像在这个 plane 上面。OK，this is the magnetic field. Current 是从哪里 ？Current 是走上去，它是这样子，可是它也是在同样的这一个 plane 呢，这样子，可能这样子，两个 current 跟那个 magnetic field 都在同样的一个 plane， 只是那个 force 是不同的 plane 吧，它去后面 is going to the back, right? So the force produced is not in the same plane as magnetic field and the current. OK， 我放我的 wire 这样子 ，not straight 啊 ，it's like this. So let's draw the front view. Front view would be N S. This side I'm looking is same as this side. So if I'm looking at this side, then this wire would be a dot, right? A dot. Let's say the current direction is like this. This one is going to the back, right? So if I'm looking from the front, then this current in the wire would be into the page, correct? Into the page. So into the page, like this, an X here, then it is an X. Okay, again, Fleming's left hand. I want to find the force. Okay, 有 current 吗？有 current， 所以我用我的左手。Okay, so magnetic field from left to right, like this, and then the current is going in. So I will turn like this. Okay, you can see my middle finger is into the page, pointing into the page, and this like this. Okay, so the force is downward. This is your plane. This one and this one is on the same plane. 这一个后面的这个它是不同的 plane 了。Okay, this one is like your x y axis. This is your x axis, your y axis. This is your z axis. Okay, so like this. So the force is downward with respect to this plane here. So the force is downward here. Okay, so I label the force downward. 这里 force 是这样 3D 也是 it's also downward. Looking from here, it's still the same, downward. Okay, now left hand rule, make sure you're okay with it. If you're still not okay with it, please let me know. Okay, in the chat or WhatsApp, let me know. Teacher, I still don't understand. Okay, please let me know. I'll repeat again and again. Okay, so if you're okay with it, with this already, then we go to the next part. Okay, the motor, the DC motor. Okay, now I'll explain the next part, how does DC motor works. Okay, let me share my screen here. 자, okay, everybody see my screen. You should be able to see the DC motor here. Okay, so DC current 是什么 ？DC current 就是 current flow in the same direction. Okay, in the same direction. The direction don't change. Now here you can see Okay, everybody look at the diagram. Look at the diagram. We have two circuits, 两个 circuit 啊。第一个是 external circuit， 就是这个 battery 的 circuit。然后 internal circuit 就是这个四方形的这个 coil 啦，这个是 wire 来的，这个四方形。OK， 所以两个 circuit，one is the external, the battery one, another one is the internal circuit。然后这个 internal 的 circuit 哦 is free to rotate, is free to rotate. Okay. Now here, is there any electricity? Yes, because you can see there's a power source, the battery, right? So if there is an electricity, 如果你看到有电哦，这样它就是 motor。如果你看到没有电，这样那个是 generator。OK， generator 我们要 generate 电 ，motor 我们是要用那个电来 produce movement。produce 什么 movement? Circular movement. Okay, it's like how the engine works in the car. All right. So the main purpose of motor is to convert electric to motion. All right. Now, how does it work? I want you to focus on two things only. Two parts, not two things. Now, this part, the one that is perpendicular to the field, to the magnetic field. This part, you can see my mouse cursor. Okay, this one. This part, we call it the armature, the arm. This is one arm. On the other side, this one is another arm. Right? And this arm, you can see, it is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Right? This arm is not 在后面的这一个 arm 哦，它是 parallel to 那个 magnetic field. Okay. Why I want to focus on the one perpendicular? Because the one that is parallel will not produce force. If the magnetic field is coming in this direction, 如果这个是那个 magnetic field 你的 current 你的 wire 有 current flowing 如果它是跟 magnetic field parallel 这样子 there will be no force produced. All right? Only when the wire is 90 degrees with the magnetic field like this, then only it will produce a force. So this part has no force. Okay? This part, this one and this one also no force because they are all parallel to the field. So only the force will only produce on this one and this one. Now I want to look at what is the direction of the force produced. 我们看那个 current 的 flow 先，你看从 external circuit 开始，这边 current 从 positive flow 出来，对吗？ positive 从这边 flow reach this， 你可以看到这个两个好像一个 C 的 symbol， 这个我们叫 commutator。 OK， this thing can rotate like this。 然后你可以看到它中间是 separate， 有空位的，意思说那个 current 不可以 flow 去对面。从蓝色的那个 C 哦，它不可以 flow 去那个红色的那个 C， 只有一个方法 flow 去那边，就是 through the rectangular circuit, the internal circuit. So it has to flow through the rectangular circuit to come to this side. Okay? Now, when the current, let's say I turn on the current right now. I turn on the current and the current flows to the blue color C here, right? And then flows inside the coil like this. The direction of the force here, you can see, is pointing upward. Now, I want you to work out the direction yourself. This is from the animation, right? Try to use your left hand rule to find out the force created on this part here. This part. Okay, so imagine you see from the front. How do you see? What do you see? Let me draw it here. This is the front side. Here is N, here is S. 对吗？在这一 part OK， 这一个 arm 左边的这一个 arm， 我们从前面看它是很像，就很像平时的一个 wire， 一个 dot。Then 电是 flow 去后面，对吗？它 flow 去 to the back of the coil， so it is an X。这里打叉。sorry， 那个 pole 我掉乱了，这个是 S， 这个是 N， 对吗 ？OK， 这个是 S， 这个是 N。所以我看的这一 side 呢，这一个 front side is same as this side here。然后这一个是左边那一个啊，左边那一 part 呢，左边那一 part。So use your left hand, find out the force. So you find that your index finger point to the left, your middle finger point into the page, your thumb is up. So the force here is upward. 这边的 current 是 flow 去后面，然后另外一个 arm 哦 current 是 flow 出来，调转方向 ，then 你的 force 就会调转。你的 force 这个是下面 ，OK？ So 你有这个两个 force，then you get a couple. You learn in your form 4 when you get force, like in your senior one, you get force in different direction. You get a couple, right? So it will spin. This thing will spin, and okay, let me play the animation here. Run. Okay, it spins like this. Okay, until here, you can see until here, the force is still there, right? The force is still there. And because the current is still flowing, right? So until straight, vertical like this. Okay, you can see the arrow is gone already. What happened there? You can see at this point, this thing is not connected. 那个 internal circuit 跟这个 external circuit 已经是不 connected 了。That's why 你有那个 the C ring 啊 the commutator in between is disconnected. That's the reason. Okay, so when it is not connected, then the force disappear. 可是 force 一没有了是它会继续转吗？ Yes， 它会继续转。为什么呢？因为 inertia 本身它转着了 ，force 一没有，它不会直接 stop 的，它会继续转，然后转去对面那边。当这一个 touch 到这个红色这一个 C 啊 ，what happened? Let's see. Okay, you can see here reaches the red color already, right? So when it touches the red color, the current direction changes. 这一个是本来的 arm 对吗？本来一来哦，那个 current 是 flow 去后面对吗 ？Through 这个 arm to the back of the coil. Now because it is touching the other side of the commutator, so the current now is flowing in the opposite direction, is coming out like this. If I label the current direction, this one, the red color. This is coming out. This on this part is flowing in like this. So if this is coming out, then again you use your left hand rule, Fleming's left hand. Now if I draw it, this is your south, here's your north. 我画两个，因为有两个 side 嘛，对不对？两个 dot。这个左边的这个圆圈是这一个 side， 左边的那一个 arm， 右边的这个是这一个 arm， 所以这个 current flow 出来 ，then 它是一个 dot。This is a dot and this is an X. When it is horizontal like this, let me play it. Okay, when it is like this. Okay, okay. So 我 pause 在这边，你可以看到我画的那个 the 2D 啊。This is same as this one. This part, okay, let's call it B. Let's call this A. This is A. This is B. This. 为什么我要画 2D diagram？ 所以你可以容易做你的 Fleming's left hand. Then 你看我的那个 2D diagram. Then you do your left hand Fleming's. So index to the left. Current in. Force is up. So the force on the A is up. Force on the B. Your middle finger come out, right? So this is down. Force. 所以你看哦，刚才它没有转去另外一边的时候是它的 force 也是在这样子的 direction 嘛，对不对？也是同样的 direction，也是 clockwise。它转去对面那边呢，它还是这样的 direction clockwise。所以这一个东西，这个整个 motor 啊，I mean 这个整个 coil 啊，它会转一个方向罢了，which is the clockwise direction。And it will continue to spin as long as you turn on the current. And that is the basic principle of a DC motor. Why we say DC motor? Because we are using battery instead of AC current. We're using a DC supply to power the motor. So it's like a small motor. Usually it's small motor. Okay. Oh, yeah, fine. Okay. Okay, so I will play the animation. So just for you to admire a while. Okay. OK， 大家我们停2分钟先。OK, let's take a break 2 minutes, and then we'll come back after 2 minutes. Okay, we'll continue. Okay, so if you want to drink some water, you want to go toilet, please do it now. After 2 minutes, I'll come back and we'll continue. Okay. OK， 来，我们继续啊。OK， so electromagnetic induction， 意思就是说，我们用 magnet 还有 movement， 就是 force 啦，来 create current。Induced current 的意思就是 like the current that is produced from the magnetic field. Okay, sometimes you'll see this word induced EMF, right? And then induced EMF, induced current. 当你有 let's say 你有 magnetic field 啊 let's say this is the magnetic field, is going in this direction. 当我有一个 wire， 这个 wire 一定要是 conductor. Okay, so a conductor, if you pass this conductor through the magnetic field, then it will induce EMF, it will produce EMF. 什么是 EMF? EMF 的意思就是 electromotive force， 就很像 voltage 的意思。Okay, voltage 就是 potential 啦 potential difference, and then it's the voltage that causes the current to produce. So what happened is that when you pass the conductor through the wire, now you can do it in many ways, right? You can pass it like this, you can pass it like this, you can pass it like this, or you can pass it like this, right? Now we are talking about perpendicular motion. If this is the magnetic field, then the motion has to be coming in like this. It's perpendicular. That one, you get the maximum induced current. Okay, if you are coming like this, okay, you can see if I'm coming like this, okay, so if I'm coming like this, that is different. If I'm coming like this, that is also different. Only if I do like this, 这样子我 cut 它，我才会拿到 maximum 的 current。OK 啊，所以为什么会有 current produce 呢？我们讲在你的考试啊或者什么，我们这样子 answer， 我们讲 because there is a change in magnetic flux。什么意思是 magnetic flux？ magnetic flux 意思就是讲 magnetic field line 的意思。OK， 就很像你的那种线啊 magnetic field 啊 all the lines 啊 we also can say it magnetic flux. When I pass the conductor through the magnetic field, there is a disturbance. I'm disturbing the magnetic field like this. I pass it, I cut it, then it disturbs like this. This disturbance will create current. Create current in where? Flowing in this conductor. Not here, not here. It's flowing in this conductor. That's why this must be a conductor. If you take an insulator like this, then it cut, then no current also because the current cannot flow here. Okay, now take a layer deeper. How come the current will be produced? Current is all about flow of electrons. 你有 electron flow 就有 current. 所以 electron 有 charge 对吗？这个 conductor 有很多 free electron 在里面。当你 pass through 一个 magnetic field， 这种 magnetic field 它会 move 那个 electron。OK， 那个就是我们所谓的 cut。Okay, the word cut, you need to use this. Okay, 我们所谓的 cut is like the electron will interact with the magnetic field and then it will cause the electron to move and then you get current. That is the meaning of electromagnetic induction. Okay, so let's say we'll place a wire in between two magnets like this. Again, we take a magnet and S. Okay, you know what? Let's do, okay, it's okay, NS. Now the wire, I put it straight through this. 这个 wire 有电吗？没有，没有电啊。Induction 是我们不要电的，我们要自己 produce 那个电。所以有 magnetic field go in this direction， 然后 since 没有电，这样我们一定要有 motion， 就是我们 move 它，我们 move 它在哪一个 direction？You can move it in many direction. You see this thing, if you move it here, what happened？ 如果我把这个 wire 我动去这样子，它是不是跟那个 magnetic field parallel？ 是不是像刚才我讲这样子？这个是 magnetic field， 这个是你的 wire， 我这样子动它，有 cut 吗？这样子，这个 motion 呢？这个 motion 是 parallel 跟我的 magnetic field， 这个我们不可以是没有 induction 的。The motion that is parallel to the field will not produce induced current. Only the motion that is perpendicular going in this direction. So I cut it like this. Okay, so I cut it like this, then only it will produce current. If I cut it like this, then the current is smaller. Like this, smaller. This is maximum. So I draw my force inside going in this direction, F. 然后这个是90 degree to this one. Okay, it's going to the back. And here 90 degree. Or I can move it here. This is my force, and this is 90 degree here. Okay, so convert to 2D diagram. Depending on where you want to look at. If you want to look at the top, can. Okay, this is the magnet, NS. Top view, 这个 side 是这个 side. So 我的 wire 是圆圈 current 我不知道 direction 对吗？因为 current 是我 produce 的吗 ？OK， 可是我知道我的 motion， 我的 motion 是去哪里？我的 motion 这边我是去 backwards go. If I see from the top, right, this is going up. Now 这边你要用什么？你要用你的 flaming right hand。你的 left hand 是有电，你的 right hand 是没有电的，所以这个没有电吗？所以你要用 right hand. Okay, so use again the same thing applies. This is force, 这个是 magnetic field, 这个是 current. Okay, so force go up, magnetic field 去那边，所以这样子，你的 current 去哪里？ into the board, into the plane. So this into the plane, X. This is the induced current direction. Okay, so if the force is down, then you flip this thing. This thing will become a dot. So that is induced current on a straight wire. Now, how about a solenoid? Okay, so this is quite straightforward. You can see, you can identify using your right hand. But sometimes you're given the solenoid. Okay, let's erase this. Okay, let's say here I draw a large solenoid. OK， 大家 我们下一个 meeting 见。我关这个先，我再 send 了一个 link，因为我看到剩下3分钟。Okay, I create a new meeting and we continue that.